wanted to go ahead and get you a quick little gift for Christmas.
Oh, thank you.
Because I'm half Puerto Rican. I know you're Puerto Rican yourself, so my friend Celine made a great coquito. Exactly.
You're my favorite person on this press tour as of right this second.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Here you go, my man. I hope you enjoy it. Here you go. Here's some coquito.
Amazing. Thank you. We can't drink this during the interview, unfortunately.
No, it has rum.
Huepa.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to be a great flight back home to New York. Thank you.
No, man, you're welcome. You're welcome. Now, I absolutely love the film, man.
Thank you.
It was a film that really had a lot of messages behind it that were just very, very special. Because one of the songs in the film that I loved the most was The Place Where the Lost Things Go.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because, you know, it talked about memories or people that really had an effect on you that maybe live in the past, but they still live within you as you move forward in your life. So I wanted to ask you, is there any fond memory or person that you think of fondly from your past that still lives with you today?
Yeah, well, that's a brilliant lyric, isn't it? And it's such an amazing way to talk to children about loss in a way that isn't condescending, doesn't sugarcoat anything, but is a way for these kids who have suffered a loss in our film to move forward, and Emily sings it beautiful. I think of my own nanny growing up, Abuela Claudia. She passed away last Christmas.
From In the Heights, right?
Yeah, she was the inspiration for the character of Abuela Claudia in the Heights, and she really was our Mary Poppins. She raised my father in Puerto Rico when he was a kid, and his siblings, and then when I was born, she came to New York to raise us. 2 generations of Mirandas, just like Mary Poppins has now raised 2 generations of Bankses.
Did she have an umbrella?
She did not have an umbrella, but she did have a scratch-off lottery ticket in her hands pretty much at all times.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Boricua twist on it.
No, but that's the same. That's the same still to this day. 81, and he still does the same thing to this day. Now, your character, he's a lamplighter in the film. And what I liked about the character is that there's a lot of metaphors to what he does. You know, because I took it as him lighting the way for these kids to see a better day, essentially. So I think you kind of touched on it a little bit. I don't know if it's the nanny, the person who in your life kind of guided or lighted the way for you.
So many people, from my own parents who sort of were incredible presences in my life and continue to be presences in my life, to mentors I've had growing up. I think of my 8th grade English teacher, who's the one who nudged me from doodling in the back of my class to playwriting. And for our school projects at school, the incredible teachers I've had. But I think teachers really light our way. I used to be a teacher. I used to teach 7th grade English. And I think the best ones sort of see something in us. And they're often the first people outside our family that see something special in us and sort of nudge it forward.
Okay. And the film talked a lot about kind of finding ways to keep your inner child alive.
Yeah.
And, you know, as you grow up, you kind of lose that a little bit. And you or a father, and you know, you're obviously incredibly successful, and I'm just curious, how do you kind of keep your own inner child alive?
I truly think it's a prerequisite of my job as a writer. I think your job is to stay in touch with your previous selves and say, what would 10-year-old me want to see on screen or on stage? What kind of music would have made my head explode when I was a little kid and watching movies. I thought about that a lot when I was making Moana. When I wrote How Far I'll Go, I went to my childhood bedroom to write it. I wanted to be in that energy of I gotta get out of here, I gotta go see the world. And so I think it's my job to stay connected.
And one of my favorite lines in the film is, everything is possible, even the impossible, is one of my favorite lines in the film. And all of us kind of deal with things that we sometimes think are insurmountable. Yeah. What was the moment for you where you kind of came across something that you thought was, I can't surpass this, but you found a way to surpass it?
I think the idea for Hamilton, I mean, I was both sort of thrilled when I started reading that book that no one had done it before. I was like, I couldn't believe there wasn't a musical about this guy's life. It screamed musical to me. And then I was daunted because it's a lot of life. And how do you wrestle that to the stage? And it took me 6 or 7 years, but it was just, the answer is bit by bit, line by line. That's the only way to get it done. But it was scary, the enormity of the idea, the distance between that and finishing it.
But you found a way.
We found a way.
Well, again, my man, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, so
And thank you for the coquito. What a gift.
Hey, man.
Are you kidding?
My dad,
Especially since my regular supplier